Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Archbishop Mitty High School Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Brianna, and I'll be your facilitator. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time throughout the presentation. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website for the next hour of programming after this. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/archbishop-mitty. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, the University of San Francisco.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Stephanie Garcia. I'm one of the assistant directors in our Office of Undergraduate Admission. Thank you so much for being here tonight to learn a little bit more about the University of San Francisco. So USF, we are the private Jesuit Catholic school in San Francisco, California. So if you have been to our campus, we are located right in the middle of the city. We're about 3 miles from downtown and about 3 miles from the beach. At USF, we are considered a medium-sized school. We have almost 6,000 undergraduate students attending USF. And another really strong aspect of our location in San Francisco is that we are able to really offer students that happy medium of being able to be close to everything that makes San Francisco such a dynamic city to live in, but you're also far away enough where you feel like you're on a college campus, you feel like you are in a residential area, and you know where USF begins and where it ends. And then in terms of just kind of general facts about USF, as I mentioned before, we have close to 6,000 undergraduate students, meaning that your classroom student-faculty ratio will be 13:1, and the classroom average is typically 22 students per class. So really honing in on the fact that you are going to have an individualized experience in the classroom and outside of the classroom. We're most well known for psychology, biology, nursing, business, and computer science. Those are our top 5 majors at USF, where we have, again, over 40 majors and over 70 minors to choose from, including direct entry programs like nursing and engineering. And then in terms of applying to USF, making sure you are submitting the common application. In the common app, we will have different prompts in terms of your personal statement and your short response. We are also test optional. We went test optional in 2019. We definitely feel like the ACT and the SAT are not the best measuring tools for how well a student will do in college. And so we really want to make sure that when students are applying to university and higher education, there is, an effort to become more equitable and making sure that everyone has a fair chance in going to college. And so now we make it optional. It's really up to you. You are considered still a competitive student with or without your test score. So making sure if you would like to send them or not and deciding that beforehand. And then we've also permanently made letters of recommendation optional. So if you do still plan on attending, or if you still plan on submitting letters of recommendation, it would be a maximum of 2. We're accepting unofficial and official transcripts. So whatever you have access to, you can either email them or mail them to us. And then we have early action, early decision, which is due November 1st, and then regular decision, which is due January 15th. And then we also have a transfer pathway. So let's say if you are thinking about first going to a community college and then want to transfer to USF, that is definitely possible. So we recommend for you to take at least 1 full year of courses, having at least 24 semester units or at least 36 quarter units under your belt in terms of applying to USF. But just know that if you're coming straight from high school or you want to come to USF as a transfer student, definitely chatting with us to kind of get your questions answered and then knowing exactly how to apply. And then making sure you are staying connected with us. I know right now it's been a little difficult to come to campus during the pandemic, but we are currently open for tours. And what's really nice is that we have a lot of our students who are back on campus as we have returned this fall semester in an almost full in-person term. But we really want students to get a feel for the campus life and really seeing what our students are doing on the weekdays, on the weekends, and getting a feel for that either through our social media or a campus tour to USF. And I do read all the applications coming in from Archbishop Mitty. So if you decide to apply to USF, please feel free to stay connected with me. I'd be really happy to support you throughout the admission process in whatever way you need. So that is my email there on the screen. But thank you so much for being here tonight, and let me know if you all have any questions.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Next, we will hear from the University of Redlands.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Viviana. I'm one of the admission counselors here at the University of Redlands. So hopefully you can see my presentation. The University of Redlands is located in the middle of Southern California. So we're about an hour and 10 and 20 from downtown LA, about an hour from the beaches. We primarily serve our undergrad students. So we have about 2,400 current undergrads in our school. We are residential as well. So we do have our students live with us all 4 years. Typically, you can choose from, our traditional residence halls. We have our suite style living and apartment style living as well. We have over 40 different majors, including the sciences, the arts, humanities, other pre-professional programs, and we have moved to being test optional permanently as well. So there's a better picture of where we're located. Something exciting about our slide is that we do have a Metrolink stop that was just created this past summer at Redlands. So that Metrolink stop is going to connect students from the San Bernardino line all the way down to the Union Station. So if you want to go to LA for a game, for a museum, for a concert, that's something definitely that you'll be able to do at Redlands. These are all of the majors that we offer. So like I mentioned, we have some in the sciences, the arts, the humanities. We have 2 master's pathway programs, one for business, one for education. We have our graduate school of business, education, and music on site. So that gives us the opportunity to create these hybrid programs. Some of our other popular majors are psychology, health, medicine, and society for students that are interested in pursuing something within the medical field, psychology, I think I said that, political science as well. Within our campus diversity and inclusion office, these are the various centers that help support students with these identities or who want to be part of this community. So they do annual programming, they bring in keynote speakers. So in the past, we've had like Laverne Cox, Brian Stevenson, Landon Donovan be on campus and talk to students. Some other things that you can do at Redlands outside your academics, studying abroad is definitely one of those things. So if you are interested in studying abroad, you can definitely do that at Redlands. We have other internships that students may want to do, depending on the type of field that they want to go into after college. Some students may decide to do research. So we do have some summer research experiences that students can participate with, like one-on-one faculty advising as well. With our first year application process, we are on the Common App. So as long as you fill out your Common App, you click the University of Redlands, we'll receive your application. We're going to be looking at your extracurricular activities, your essay. We ask for 1 letter recommendation. You can submit more than 1, but at least we'll need 1. And then we have 2 deadlines, our early action, early decision in November, and then our regular decision in January 15th. This is more information about the scholarships that we provide. So primarily, we're going to be looking at the students if they submitted their FAFSA application. Within the FAFSA, we're going to see if you qualified for any federal aid, the Pell Grant, state aid, the California grant, any loans, work study. With our institutional aid, the Merit Scholarship is the largest scholarship that you're going to receive. So you don't have to apply for it separately with your completed application. We're going to be looking at your GPA and your application. Right now, the largest amount you can receive is $32,000, and the minimum is $21,000. Then we have 2 other additional scholarships that students can apply within art, creative writing, and music, theater, and then 1 for music. So 90% of our students that apply to Redlands receive some type of aid. This year, we're launching our Redlands Tuition Promise. So the first initiative is 22 and 22. A student with a 3.5 cumulative GPA or higher, regardless of what state they live in or their parents' income, they will not pay more than $22,000 in tuition. For our Cal Grant Guarantee, we've had this program for about 4 years now, but we're continuing it as well. For a student that has a 3.5 cumulative GPA or higher who through the FAFSA are receiving the Cal Grant A, then the University of Redlands will pay for their full tuition in scholarships and grants. So the student will not have to pay our full tuition. The rest of their aid can cover some of their housing and student expenses. For students living in the Pacific Northwest, in Oregon and Washington specifically, if they also apply to the FAFSA and are a Pell Grant recipient, then the University of Redlands will pay for their full tuition and scholarships and grants. So these are other initiatives that we're hoping to offset some of that tuition and costs for you to attend Redlands. This is my contact information. If you do have any questions, feel free to email me, give me a call. I'll share my contact information in the chat box as well. I'm the admission counselor that reads for San Jose and Santa Clara. So if you do end up applying, we're going to be in communication, and I can definitely meet with you afterwards if you have any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Iviana. Next, we will hear from Gonzaga University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Samantha. I'm an admission counselor at Gonzaga. We are located up in Spokane, Washington. So here is my presentation. All right, so this is a photo of our campus. We are super close to downtown. So the lower part of the screen is our campus, and that really big red brick building is College Hall. So where a lot of our classes will be. Upper right hand of your screen is actually downtown. So super close to all the amenities that downtown has to offer. And Gonzaga at a glance. So here are some numbers that are super important to us. So we're 4,800 strong in our undergraduate population. So that was my favorite number when looking at colleges, because that meant that we're big enough to have D1 athletics like basketball, soccer, baseball to go and support. But we are small enough that our average class sits about 23 students. So we do have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And 100% of our classes are professor taught. So there might be a TA in the lab or something like that to help out with grading and assist the professor, but you'll never get instruction from a TA. We have a 76 four-year graduation rate, 85% graduation rate in 5 years because of a multitude of our 4+1 programs that I'll touch on in a minute. We have a 92% retention rate. So 92% of our students that begin their first year with us come back for their second. And that's also including our students that are second years right now, whose entire first year was virtual. So 92% of our students, their second years didn't step foot in a classroom, and still 92% came back for a second year. And we have a 91% success rate. So what that means is within 6 months of graduation, 91% of our ZAGs are either finding success in full-time employment, continuing their education, serving in the military, or doing some form of long-term service like Peace Corps, AmeriCorps, Teach for America, things like that. And then there are 5 schools that our students can study under. The first is the College of Arts and Sciences. This is also our largest school. So this is home to our humanities, so communication, journalism, history, all the way to our social sciences. So women and gender studies, political science, criminology, critical race and ethnic studies, stretching all the way to our natural sciences. So biology, chemistry, and our arts and theater. So we opened a brand new performing arts center in 2019. And we actually also have a partnership with the University of Washington Medical School that our students on any of those pre-professional tracks have access to, as well as a brand new office called the Health Professional Pathways Program. Say that 3 times fast. That will be there available for students to help find internship opportunities, shadowing, helping with those med school applications, all that great stuff. Second school is our School of Business Administration. So we have 4 paths that our students can study under while they're in the School of Business, Business Administration and Accounting, and then a BA or BS in Economic Studies. Students that study business administration can choose from 11 different concentrations, ranging from sustainable business, economics, general business, human resources. And then the cool thing about our business school as well is whether or not you're in the business school, you have access to it. So if you're like me and you studied in the College of Arts and Sciences, you can choose to minor in one of 8 minors available to non-business majors. We also have 3 4+1 programs that live here. So students can complete their 4-year degree and then stay for just an additional year to get their either MBA or their master's. And then next up is our School of Education, home to kinesiology, physical education, sport management, our teaching certifications, special ed. And the amazing thing about our teaching certifications is they offer reciprocity in all 50 states. So students get student teaching experience within their first 2 years, and they can teach wherever they like. We also actually have a student that graduated in our sport management program in 2021, working for the Giants right now. And then the bottom 2 schools on your screen are our direct admit schools. So we have the School of Engineering and Applied Science, where we offer 4 types of engineering: civil, electrical, mechanical, and computer engineering, as well as engineering management and computer science. You can study abroad with all majors, including engineering at Gonzaga. And with engineering management, once again, we have a 4+1 option of students staying for a 5th year to complete their MBA through our business school. And then our students in our School of Nursing and Human Phys. Nursing is our second of 2 direct admit programs, also our most competitive because we keep our cohorts between 90 and 100 to keep classes really small. And then we have a 100% NCLEX pass rate for the first time of our nurses for the last 3 classes of nurses. So that exam our nurses have to pass, 100% of their last 3 classes have done it the first time. And then human physiology is a deep dive into the human body. So a lot of our students on those pre-med paths will live in human physiology. Then this is Gonzaga at a glance. So like I said, 4,800 strong. They're a Catholic school, but we have over 38 faiths represented. Our average class is 23. And the other number I love to talk about is our study abroad. So we have about 63% of students that'll study abroad during their time here, because we have over 60 Gonzaga sponsored programs in 30 countries. And what that means is we have a tuition agreement. So whether you're studying in Spokane, Ecuador, Turks and Caicos, China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, France, Italy, Spain, tuition will cost you the same. You'll travel to get there, but classes will cost the same. These are some of our offices that are available to students, not an exhaustive list, but some that we just really like to highlight that help bridge the gap between high school and college. And congratulations to all of you. High school's super tough, and doing it right now, you're doing great. And so there are a bunch of offices and humans on our campus to kind of help you acclimate once you get here. And then this is our campus. And then for admission, we have one deadline, December 1st, on the common application. Anybody really interested in Gonzaga or specifically nursing and engineering, go ahead and send me a note and we can set up an admission interview. Average financial aid package coming out of us right now is about 32.5. We accept FAFSA, WASPA for Washington State students, and then we have additional application-based scholarships that close January 1st. So I know that was a lot of information in a really short period of time. I will drop my info in the chat. Thank you so much for being here, and go Zags.
Thanks so much, Samantha. Next, we'll hear from Bard College at Simon's Rock.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. My name is Michelle Chavez. I am the Director of Admissions and Enrollment here for Bard College at Simon's Rock. We were the nation's first early college. And so what we offer is students an opportunity to begin college during their 11th or at the beginning of their 12th grade year. So you don't have to wait. If you think you're ready to begin your college education, you can do so and start at Bard College at Simon's Rock. To give you a little bit more information about us, our class size is about 11. We are a school of 400 students. So if you're looking to be in a space where it's small, it's a stepping stone from where you are, and you want that more personalized attention, be part of a community, and starting in a smaller campus would be helpful, then definitely Bard College at Simon's Rock is the place for you. We are in Massachusetts in the area called Great Barrington. So behind me, you'll see our beautiful campus, 275 acres, but we're also very closely located to New York City. So 2.5 hours to New York City and 2.5 hours to Boston. What you don't see behind me is that we're within walking distance to a beautiful downtown and a community that was ranked or named one of the best small towns in America, where you have access to all different types of stores, restaurants, theater, and movie theaters as well. So there's a lot to do and many communities that you can enjoy and participate in. Here are some of the other statistics of our institution. So while you're reading that, I'll move over to the next slide. So like I mentioned, we were the first early college in the country, and we were founded back in 1966 by Elizabeth Blodgett, who believed that students shouldn't have to wait till they turn 18 to begin college if they were ready sooner. And so with that ideology in mind, we began our journey, and now we are part of the Bard College Network, which you might be familiar with. And so we are a school whose intention is to provide students who want to begin their college degree sooner. So you can complete your bachelor's 2 years ahead of your classmates. We are residential, so students can live on campus. We grant a bachelor's degree, so not just credit. This is not a dual enrollment program. You actually do get your bachelor's. We have about 35 different programs. Our faculty are really focused on working with younger scholars. So they have that pedagogy in mind when they're in the classroom. Our years are just like every other college. You begin with a lot of the liberal arts core curriculum, and as you transition to the different years, you then begin to focus more on your major coursework. And program selection. We're really well known and have really popular dual degree programs with these institutions. So students can spend 3 years with us and then apply to have preferred acceptance to Columbia University for their engineering program. And so you'll receive a bachelor's from us and a BS from Columbia University. Another program I want to point out is our Vermont Law. Students in 4 years can receive a bachelor's and a master's in environmental law, which is fantastic. I haven't heard of anything like that before. And we also have a partnership with Upstate Medical. So students will complete their bachelor's with us and apply without the MCATs to the medical school at Upstate Medical to begin their medical degree. We have about 5 spots every year for that program, and about 3 students per year participate in that program. We also have a new economics dual degree program, so students in 4 years can receive a bachelor's and a master's while also completing your degree ahead of your classmates. We have a very much thriving campus life. We have student clubs and organizations, affinity groups, anything that you can think of. There's a thriving community of students. We have athletics on campus. We're a Division III institution. We are not competitive, but we do compete with other schools. We host many events in our campus community, in addition to bringing in the community to enjoy the different types of talents we have on campus. Wellness and safety is really important to us, and so we want to make sure that you're mentally and emotionally able to handle college at a younger age. So we do have unlimited counseling services, academic advisors who are your faculty who are there to help you navigate through the college curriculum and being in a smaller environment away from home at a younger age. As I mentioned, we do have clubs and organizations. We have a swim team, a soccer team, dance, pretty much anything you can think of, even a motorcycle club, which is phenomenal. And really what you do there is you build motorcycles. So that's really fun. So what makes you a rocker? If you're someone who really genuinely loves to learn, is a challenge seeker, wants to build a better, brighter tomorrow, and really loves learning, then Simon's Rock is definitely the place for you, and definitely someone who rethinks the conventional, right? This is a place where you start college a lot sooner than other students might have expected to. Like any other college, we ask for high school transcripts, 2 academic recommendations, 2 essays. One is really a sample essay, and the other is an opportunity for you to talk about why might you be interested in joining a early college, an interview. And then we are also part of the FAFSA, so students can submit the FAFSA for need-based and merit-based aid, and no need to apply for those additional merit-based aids. We automatically consider you. And here is my contact information in case you have any questions, want to explore this opportunity more than happy to connect with you all. Thank you so much for your time.
So much, Michelle. And next we will hear from the University of Utah.
Good evening, everyone. Jasmine Bryan from the University of Utah. I am actually a regional rep, so I am based in Alameda, and I'm here all year round to work with students from Northern California. The University of Utah is a public flagship Tier 1 research university. We have about 24,000 undergraduate students. Average class size is just 23. Very proud to be a Tier 1 research university in California. It's our UCs that have that standing. We're also a member of the Association of American Universities. There are only 65 members. You must be on the leading edge of innovation and scholarship. Stanford, Harvard, and MIT are also members. We're in great company. And we're a WUI school, which I'll be explaining in a little bit. Students ask what sets us apart. And of course, it's our amazing academics, but it's also our fabulous location. We're located within 45 minutes of 7 world-class ski resorts. We hosted the Olympics in Salt Lake. We're also within a half day's drive of 5 national parks and just 10 minutes from downtown Salt Lake City, where students can have an internship or work for the state legislature. We offer over 150 different programs. We have our own medical school, law school, school of engineering, business, film, nursing. I wish I could talk about them all. I'm going to highlight just a few. Our David Eccles Schools of Business offers many different areas within business. Sometimes students aren't sure which one's right for them. We have a business scholars program that lets you learn about all the different areas of business before deciding on the one on which you'd like to focus. They also get to meet with CEOs of Fortune 500 companies and travel to national headquarters. You're thinking about gaming, we should definitely be on your list. We've published over 99 games so far, and we're ranked in the top 10 in the nation. A wonderful school for engineering as well. The Millikan Institute ranked us #1 in the nation for applying technology to commercialization, which can be seen by the Luke arm. This is named after Luke Skywalker. It's a mechanical prosthetic arm that can not only move, but feel. Lassonde is all about starting your own company. So if any entrepreneurs out there, you should be thinking about the U. We've launched 35 companies in the last 2 years. One of our startups, Boundary Backpacks, actually raised over $1 million to launch their company. Hinckley Institute is about helping students from all majors get an internship. There are many local opportunities, but also many in Washington, D.C. and internationally. Students ask if we have study abroad, and of course we have study abroad, but in addition, you can have an internship and work abroad as well. We've had students intern over 50 different countries and regularly have students intern in Australia and Jordan, for example. And if you don't know your major, that's perfectly fine. We have a major exploration class where you get to learn about all the different majors that we offer before deciding what major would be right for you. With Block U, you can do all your general ed in just 1 year. And our LEAP program is a nice way to make a larger university smaller. With the LEAP program, it's capped at 30 students. You take a class in the fall and the spring with the same group of students and the same professor. With LEAP Global, your spring semester is actually on our campus in South Korea, so you can be studying abroad right from your first year. Many opportunities at our Student Life Center. We have one of the largest rental outdoor recreation facilities in the US on a college campus. So they have all the ski gear that you need. As I mentioned, we're very close to the slopes. So some students do like to plan their day so they can hit the slopes every day. We're very proud to be a Pac-12 school. I went to a women's gymnastics meet. It was fabulous. We sent 2 women to the Olympics this year. But when we think of Pac-12, it's usually football. The mighty Utah student section has been ranked 5th in the nation by ESPN for noise and spirit. We have a tradition called the third down jump. When their opponents are going for third down, we jump in unison. It creates a seismic event, which has been picked up by our engineering department. We are a Common App school. The main deadline I want you to remember is December 1st, because if you want to receive any scholarships, including WUI, you want to make sure to apply by December 1st. We consider primarily, we're looking at that high school transcript. So what type of classes did you take? Did you challenge yourself? And the grades that you received in those classes. We are completely test optional. It's up to you whether or not you submit them. And we do not require recommendations or an essay. Here gives you an idea of the cost. Tuition's about $10,000 in-state, $30,000 out-of-state, $15,000 with that WUI rate. So what is WUI? It's the Western Undergraduate Exchange. It gives you a discount on the out-of-state tuition. Students who apply by December 1st and complete their application by that date as well, and are admitted that have a 3.0 unweighted GPA and above will receive the WUI scholarship. So instead of paying out-of-state, you pay 1.5 times the in-state tuition, or about $15,000 a year. This is a 4-year renewable scholarship. All majors are included. I thank you very much for your time. I do want to let you know we are hosting a program on October 19th in Burlingame. You will get to meet me in person, but the more exciting part is you get to meet 3 current students will be at the event as well, and 2 of them are from the Bay Area, so you can ask them questions about being at the U. I will put my contact information in the chat. Just send me an email if you would like the link for that event. And again, it's on October 19th. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Next, you will hear from the University of Iowa.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Susan Dickinson from the University of Iowa. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I currently serve as one of the assistant directors in our Office of Admission. We are the University of Iowa. We are located on the eastern side of our state. We're just a 20-minute drive from the Cedar Rapids Airport, so a quick and easy flight. And we are one of the largest colleges in the state of Iowa, but one of the smallest in the Big Ten. That really puts us at a sweet spot size-wise. That gives us some really great opportunities. We not only have that really vibrant Big Ten campus experience that we offer to our students, but we are also small enough that we're still able to also offer small class sizes and some really unique opportunities for students starting right away in the first semester that you're with us on campus. Our campus is located right across the street from the downtown district of Iowa City. We're a smaller micro-urban environment. The metro area has about 150,000 total students, but the downtown area is really accessible to our student body. It's literally right across the street from campus and also offers a really vibrant and exciting community for students to be part of. There are over 100 different restaurants and cafes in the downtown area, so lots of great small local businesses to explore. Over 70% of those businesses are owned by University of Iowa alums. So a great testament to the experience that so many of our alumni want to stay and continue to be part of the University of Iowa community. We have about 31,000 total students on our campus. This year, we welcomed about 4,500 freshmen. University-wide, we have representation from 45 states and over 40 different countries. We do have a little over half of our students coming from the state of Iowa, since we are our state's flagship institution. We've got great representation from other states in the Midwest, like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois. But if you look at the list of the top 10 most represented states on campus, California comes in at number 5, Texas at number 6, and Colorado at number 8. So we do really have students coming to join us at the University of Iowa, truly from all over. On the side of the screen here, you can see the statistics for our incoming class this year. These are not minimums for admission, but just good representation that we're attracting high achieving academic students to continue their education on our campus. We offer over 200 areas of study at the University of Iowa. So some of the majors that really draw students to our campus, we have a really strong reputation for healthcare. We have one of the largest teaching hospitals on our campus in the country. The University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics includes the general hospital system as well as the Stead Family Children's Hospital. So we have a huge draw for students that want to study in healthcare, ranging from pre-medicine, pre-physical therapy, pre-dentistry, all the way over to radiation sciences, public health, speech and hearing science, and our College of Pharmacy. So there's a great range of different opportunities for students in healthcare to job shadow, volunteer, or work part-time in hospitals and clinics. Some other programs that have a really strong reputation for us and really draw students to our campus include the Tippie College of Business, our College of Engineering. We have the #1 ranked English and Creative Writing program in the country. And we also have a Sport and Recreation Management program that has an excellent reputation and offers some really incredible internship opportunities, including internships with our own Iowa Hawkeyes, but also with the LA Dodgers, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Minnesota Vikings. So some really cool experiences for our students both inside and outside of the classroom. We are a Tier 1 AAU research institution, so all of our tenure track faculty members are engaged in some type of research in their field, and about 1/3 of our undergraduates are involved in research as well. We also really emphasize internships and study abroad on our campus. In 2019, we had students in over 70 different countries, and some of our students will combine those internships and study abroad experiences with a global internship. A student that I work with recently did, in 2019, she did an internship in Thessaloniki, Greece, where she shadowed surgeons in public hospitals for 10 days. So lots of really incredible experiences for our students to build their resumes and their professional networks. In terms of the application process, we are test optional this year, and so you can choose to apply with or without a test score. If you apply with a test score, we'll ask you to self-report some key academic information, including your test score, your cumulative GPA, and the core courses that you've completed in high school. If you apply without a test score, we will also ask for a personal statement and a copy of your transcript. We have typically a 2 to 3 week turnaround between the time that you apply and the time that you hear back with an admission decision. We do strongly encourage students to apply before our early action priority date of November 1st to set yourself up for success in terms of scholarships, financial aid, and housing. Our scholarship process, students are automatically considered for scholarships through the Office of Admission when you apply for admission at the University of Iowa. And so there's a scholarship called the National Scholars Award that you will be automatically considered for. Students typically receive an initial scholarship offer within about a month of being admitted. We do encourage students to file the FAFSA by our priority date of December 1st, and students will receive a final financial aid package typically in mid to late February of your senior year. You have until the 2nd of May to accept your offer of admission and commit to becoming a Hawkeye. Couple final things about our campus. We are a really vibrant, large Big Ten campus, and so that comes with a lot of great opportunities for student involvement, including 500 plus student organizations and 21 teams that compete in Big Ten athletics. So a lot of really incredible opportunities for our students to get involved, meet new friends, and try new things. Our contact information is listed here on the screen, so be sure to connect with us. I'll drop my email in the chat as well. Be sure to set up a one-on-one virtual visit and let us know if you have any questions. Go Hawks!
Thanks so much, Susan. If all of our college representatives want to turn back on their cameras, I will ask them some questions about the college admission process, and they're just going to answer in the same order in which they presented. So the first question I have for you all is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, I would say that to remember to give yourself some grace and compassion as you're going through this process, especially because it already is a stressful process without having a pandemic kind of thrown in. So just remember that y'all are graduating high school, y'all are excited about college, and to remember it should be a fun process as well to think about your future at a future home. So definitely as a reminder as things get a little stressful at times.
Yeah, I think for me, my advice would be if you are able to do that campus visit. I know for me, when I was applying as a first-gen student, that really kind of exposed me to like, oh, do I really see myself on campus? If you have that opportunity to do so, if not, through social media, sometimes certain universities do like Instagram takeovers, so they follow a student for the day. So anything that can just give you that extra exposure to the university would be helpful. And you can, just picture yourself there.
I completely agree. I'm a first-gen student too, and I completely underestimated the power of stepping on a campus and feeling the energy and kind of going on the same line. I think it's great when students come to these events and we can all tell you about the great things about each of our different universities, but it's so important for you as a student to know what you need to be successful and what class size do you need? Do you need a small class? Like, do you need to be closer to home? So really take a moment and think about what you need to be successful and then look for colleges that have that. Because as great as all of our universities are, it's so much more about what you need to be successful and to feel comfortable on campus. So just have some time to reflect with you or family or your guidance counselor, or whomever. And like others have said, like, congratulations, you're doing amazing. This year has been so tough. So just keep going.
I would add that remember that you're always in control of this situation and that you shouldn't let the cost of attendance stop you from applying to a school and submitting your FAFSA and receiving your package. I always say to students, it's like a car dealership, right? You go into the car lot, you're not going to pay the price that is on the sticker. So don't be shy and don't let that limit you. Submit your application, submit your FAFSA, let us make you an offer, and then you can decide what is the best for you and your family in terms of cost. So don't let the cost be a reason why you don't submit an application.
I'd like to love what everyone said so far. I guess my piece of advice is that your admissions counselors are actually really friendly. We like hearing from our students. You make our jobs much more entertaining and interesting. And use this as a resource. We're here to answer questions. We generally, for the most part, we want you to be admitted and we want you to come to our university. And probably even more importantly, we want you to find a school that's right for you. If we're not the right place, we will tell you about other schools. We really are for the student. It's a great profession later if you're interested in going to college admissions. But I love all my colleagues, and just ask us questions. We're here to support you.
I'll add, talk to current students, whether that's on your campus visit, talking to a tour guide, or reach out to us. We can connect you with a current student over email or over Zoom or over the phone, whatever works best for you. Being able to talk to a current student about the experience they're living right now is really going to help you figure out what's the right fit for you and if that school is going to be a place that works for you. You can ask them questions that we can't answer, questions about, why they chose to attend that particular institution, what their favorite classes are like, their biggest and smallest class, how long it takes them to get from class to class, how they started making friends and getting involved on campus. Those are unique stories that are unique to every student's experience. And by learning and talking to current students, you can see if that experience might fit what you're looking for.
All such great advice. The next question I have for you all is, what is just one thing you want students to remember about your schools?
One thing that I would want students to remember about USF is our commitment to social justice, especially being a Jesuit institution. We really want students to not only know that we walk the walk, that we talk the talk, but also walk the walk in the ways that we approach social justice and intertwine that in your social life, in your academic life, in your professional life. So it really does permeate the culture at USF, and that we always want students to feel like we are nurturing critical thinkers. We're teaching you not what to think, but how to think. So definitely, hopefully y'all will keep that in mind about USF.
I'd say for the University of Redlands, people will know your name. As a first year student, you do have a faculty advisor that sticks with you all 4 years. Because we are residential, you live on campus all 4 years. So really the people you see in the classroom, you're gonna see in the rest halls, around the university centers. I think you're not gonna feel like you're, just one student in a sea of like thousands of students. But you'll feel, I think, support through that time.
For Gonzaga University, a saying that always comes up that's on stickers all around campus is Zags help Zags. And the kind of meme about our campus like community is the interaction that can sometimes be awkward when someone's walking into a building and they're holding open a door and you're just far enough away that they're not socially obligated to continue to hold the door open, but they will. So if your hands are full, you're never gonna have someone not hold the door open for you. So community is really important. Zags help Zags, and our students really find community. When you walk on campus, you'll always see someone so you feel comfortable and like this is your home.
For me is that age doesn't define your ability to begin college level coursework. We are in early college. And so if you feel that you're ready to begin college earlier than 18, that this is an opportunity. So think a bit of the unconventional, if you will.
I think my one thing would be opportunity. There are just so many different opportunities at the U in terms of having an internship, summer jobs, study abroad. I think our WUI scholarships really makes it much more affordable so that you can afford and have the opportunity to come to the U. So I think I'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
I think the University of Iowa comes as a surprise to a lot of students. We're not what you are probably thinking of when you think about Iowa. Iowa City is definitely not corn and cows. It's a really exciting community with a lot going on. So come check us out. Let us surprise you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I know I learned a lot this evening, and I hope you did as well. When you close this window, there will be a link to a really quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We do encourage you to check back the schedule for our last session tonight. That's starting at 7 o'clock. And you'll be able to find this session as well as all the other session recordings at strivescan.com/archbishop-mitty. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our college reps for the great information. Have a great night.